So the Destiny 2 community is on fire, and this time it's actually for an understandable reason, because usually it isn't. For anyone that's unaware, Bungie has recently made a series of tweets related to the problem with leaks in the past couple of months. Anyone that has been anywhere around places like the Destiny Twitter account, Reddit, or even just some devoted Discord servers will definitely have seen a couple of leaks from months prior to a release, basically spoiling the entire thing. Spoiler alert for the seasonal story, because I'm not an asshole. Amanda's death was leaked months in advance to Lightfall. Leaks also are partly responsible for the Root of Nightmare's race being as fast as it was. Granted, the raid was easy as fuck, but most of the mechanics that were leaked did end up being exactly as they were told to be, giving those with that info a insane advantage compared to those that didn't, which is the vast majority, because leaks fucking suck. So yeah, Destiny 2 has a bit of a leak problem, but where things get a little weird is when you dig into where the leaks are coming from. First off, let's lay the groundwork here. Bungie holds a conference for trusted community members, creators, and developers that is mainly centered around the future of Destiny, the future content that will be releasing, and what can be done to improve the game. Things like Armor 2.0, Transmog, future seasonal developments are mainly from these conferences. They're very important. These conferences have been going on for multiple years at this point. Obviously, a conference talking about the future content releases and development of the game would require a pretty fair bit of paperwork and a lot of trust. All members that attend these events are required to be under NDA to attend, which is basically just a piece of paper that says, I will not have anything I learned from this event be told publicly, or I will go to jail or give my kidney to Bungie. And judging by the amount of leaks that we have and how accurate they are, we can see how well those things turned out. The problem with NDAs is that they are entirely built on trust and just a tiny bit of a threat of legal action. But when has that stopped anyone? The main issue is if you are completely anonymous, you can just post these leaks, drop them in a Discord, nobody will know who you are. Enter one of our main characters for this video, Ekugon. Ekugon is one of these trusted individuals to attend these summits and has been allegedly providing leaks intentionally or unintentionally. As far as evidence, it basically comes down to some screenshots of a taskbar. In an interview with Paul Tassi, he stated that the conclusion Bungie came to is that the leaker's desktop matched Ekugon's desktop to the position, color, icons, and wallpaper that he used for his desktop. Now, to say that this is shaky at best would be a bit of an understatement. These screenshots are easily faked. I'm sure Bungie knows this. They wouldn't risk their reputation with their community of a desktop screenshot. I do believe Bungie has some information on the back end that is a bit more conclusive and can be kind of inferred through the final tweet they made on the situation. As a result of Bungie's conclusion, they have banned Ekugon's Destiny account as well and cut all contracts with him for the future, no summits for him. I'll be keeping my personal thoughts on the matter out of the way for now, but regardless of what you think should have been done, what's done is done. Bungie effectively has ended a man's career over some leaks that are only alleged to be from him. The evidence is very circumstantial and easily faked, at least the evidence that has been provided to Ekugon and given to us. Once again, to play devil's advocate, Bungie definitely knows this evidence can clearly be faked and has evidence to prove otherwise on the back end. As to why they wouldn't publish such information to save their community reputation is beyond me. I couldn't tell you. They could just be pulling a YouTuber apology where if they say they are done and leave it for a couple months, it'll just blow over, which it usually does, to be fair. Unfortunately, because of this whole situation, the potential of a creator/community summit in the future is pretty grim. I would understand why Bungie would postpone it or even cancel them outright, as so they can take more effective measures to prevent these kinds of leaks from getting out, especially with how game-changing they are. For those saying that they aren't game-changing, I would probably agree with you if it was like 2 years ago. Now I would disagree. Leaks have only gotten more accurate and a lot more aggressive in terms of spoilers. Entire seasonal gear sets, missions, storylines, cutscenes, and potential mechanics for raids have all been released in just a little over a month of time with the release of Lightfall. This is a genuine plague that can ruin the game for people, myself included. I was spoiled by Amanda's death almost as soon as the second week was released. This is due to data mining, which is a separate issue entirely, but it's still relevant to this leak tsunami. This situation overall is an absolute mess, especially for Ekugan. Regardless of if he was the leaker or not, a decade-long career has been wiped, and that would be devastating for anyone. I personally have never interacted with the guy, but by accounts of Glad and Astacross, he seemed to be pretty upstanding, and that's all I really have to go off of. As for my personal thoughts on the situation, I do not agree with Bungie's actions as far as their evidence that they have gathered. Again, it is mostly alleged and very circumstantial, and to completely wipe a content creator's career for the possibility of them being the leaker is a little bit short-sighted, and the decision to completely close off any discussion of the matter internally after their decision has been made is also incredibly scummy, seeing as if there was the possibility of it being a faked situation, it would also be incredibly important for that feedback to be given and heard. While I agree with Bungie, leaks are a genuine issue, especially going into the final year of a decade-long story. This is not the way to go. Bungie should have published any available evidence that they would have had regarding Ekugan to determine whether or not he was the leaker definitively to the public. Not only to save their own ass and reputation, but to make sure that the community understands what the situation is. There is a lot of discussion happening on Twitter that is just straight wrong. People don't know that there were NDAs involved for this, which is an incredibly important aspect to this entire situation. Also, the fact that the leaked screenshots of supposedly Ekugan's desktop could have been easily faked, and yet people are not talking about this because this information is not public from the biggest mouthpiece, Bungie themselves. I understand wanting to play the PR game, especially when leaks are concerned, because that means more people will want to dig for them, but you need to handle this situation with more transparency so people aren't left feeling like you just pissed in their mouth. I'll be real, I'm a bit of a Bungie meat rider sometimes. I do agree with their company decisions quite a lot, especially because I understand from a game development standpoint where they are right now. This isn't game development, this is PR, and they are doing a horrible fucking job of keeping their community on their side. If anything, they're doing the opposite. Content creators are now going to be more cautious when discussing information and news. Players are going to have to be more wary of leaks and spreading information, seeing as they might end up becoming a target as well. And community managers will end up getting flack for a decision that they ultimately had nothing to do with. It's a shit situation for everybody, and it's made even worse by Bungie's short-sightedness and being deliberately not transparent regardless of all that they've been trying to do as far as community is concerned in the past couple of years. Like I said, I'm a bit of a Bungie meat rider. I do agree with a lot of the decisions. Fuck no, not this time. Absolutely not. This is an incredibly fat L for Bungie, and it genuinely kind of rocks the foundation of community trust built over 10 years of development. Sorry for going on a bit of a tangent, but I just feel like this discussion is incredibly important and people are getting it very, very, very wrong when actually talking about what happened. I was not personally involved in this case, so there very well may be information that I've missed. However, my personal takes on it remain the same regardless of any information that I have missed. But yeah, this fucking sucks. This is absolute poopy and it's really bad. I don't typically ask for this, as for most people it's just an engagement farm to get more views on their channel, but I do genuinely want to have a discussion, a civil discussion about this situation. Whether my take is cold or hot, whatever, I want to know what you guys think about this, because there's a lot of people that agree that Ekugan should have been banned regardless of the leaks being true or not, just for the sake of keeping leaks out of circulation. Which, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that right now because I'm been talking for 10 minutes and 40 seconds as of the recording of this video. It's 6:30 in the morning. I just got off a 10-hour shift at work. I'm very tired. But yeah, that'll be all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe, go watch my other stuff. Leave your thoughts on the situation down below, and yeah, goodbye.